This is Dr. Vincent Harding, one of the founding members of a new organization called the National Council of Elders. In my 81 years of life, as I think about our new council, I think that that's one of the most exciting things I've been involved in over these many years. What the council is the result of some of us who have been deeply involved in struggles to transform our country and our world into a more humane place. What the council is a result that has grown out of some of us who have been around for a long time, 40, 50, 60 years, working on trying to make this a more perfect union and trying to create a more humane world. Some of that gang over the years had been constantly talking about what is our ongoing role as elders who have been deeply engaged in the work for change. And increasingly, we said to ourselves, the least that we ought to be doing is coming together as elders of struggle, as elders of dedication to a better world. The least we ought to be doing is coming together, reflecting on what we've been through, trying to understand what we've been through, and then, as a part of continuing our work, we ought to make ourselves as available as possible to a younger generation, to folks who are working now in this century on the building of a better world. And so we began talking on phone, face to face, shouting to each other, reaching out to each other. Dolores Huerta from the Farm Workers Union, Jim Lawson, great teacher of Martin Luther King Jr., Grace Boggs, the grandmother of us all, with 70 or so years of work in her experience. Folks like that, slightly younger, older folks like Nelson and Joyce Johnson. We began getting together saying, let's see if we can organize something that will make it possible for us to be of help to our younger folks now. And as we met, as we talked, as we clarified for ourselves that it was good for us to try to make ourselves available, in the midst of that, without any sense that it was coming, what should arise but occupy? Occupy comes out of the soil of this present generation and begins to speak its piece and begins to seek out its role. And in the midst of that, we say to ourselves, these are our children. We need to be in touch with them. We need to at least say to them, if you need our experience, we are here, we are ready, we are willing. We did that, and at the same moment, we finally were able to bring ourselves, a group of us together. 35 of us gathered together in Greensboro, North Carolina. Powerfully iconic setting as the starting place of the student sit-in movement of the 1960s. And when we gathered together, we began to talk about what now do we want to say, not only to the younger people who are working on the present tasks, but what do we want to say to this country and to this world as elders. And one of the things that we decided to do was to put together what we're calling the Greensboro Declaration. And the spirit of the Declaration is perhaps caught in something that I want to read from the Declaration and to try to explain where we're coming from, where we think we're going, and who we think we're going with. Here is a piece of the Greensboro Declaration from this past summer. We speak in this time of crisis out of our commitment to justice and nonviolence, and we speak to add our collective voices to the unfolding conversation of this historic moment in our country and in our world. We speak out of many decades of combined experiences of working for the betterment of this nation and our world. It is with compassion. It is with the mark of the scars of yesterday's struggles and a deep commitment to advancing the well-being of our nation and of all humanity that we call upon the people of our nation, including our national leaders, to live out the highest ideals of our humanity and our national calling by struggling hard to make the radical revolution of values that Martin King spoke to us about, to make that revolution of values take us in struggle not only against racism, against materialism, and against militarism, but to take us to a place where we will build a new, more vibrant, more compassionate country, where we will do this with all who wish to work. We will do this as long as we have strength. That is what we said in the Greensboro Declaration. We have found co-workers. We have found younger co-workers. We have found people our age. We have realized that the time is right, not just for an election, but for a volunteering of we the people. And we elders feel that we know something about being we the people, and so we want to encourage we the people to do the work that we need to do to build a new American society.